Okay, so it's been a while since I made a new Whittle devlog, and a lot has changed. So originally I was going to make a GUI. That didn't turn out to be uh, feasible, at least not with Python. Might do it in JavaScript, but that's for another time. So I kept the CLI functionality, um, and that didn't really, again, pan out so well necessarily with the tool interaction until I discovered the model context protocol. And I kept the CLI as the client for the model context protocol, but that client ended up actually being um, not very well put together yet. But I want to get this functionality out there. So what I ended up doing was actually interfacing with Claude Desktop as my client. So there's no more API keys. Claude is pretty much the only model you can use with Whittle now, until I start fine-tuning my own models and getting the client to actually look good and work properly. So I found that Claude Sonnet is actually the best model to go with. Unfortunately, I'm out of usage credits, so I can't actually show like a complete demo. Plus, it takes a lot of time, so I went to liberty of actually doing a demo already. So I'll just show. You can see here that I ask it I ask Whittle to set up an OpenFOAM case for me for a 2D airfoil. I give it a directory. So it starts actually creating everything. So you can see here, these are the files it created. If we go to cursor where I told it to create the files, you can see that it has all the necessary files. And then it tells me what files it created, gives me some recommendations on what to do next. So then I tell it to generate the mesh, and so it starts running into some errors. It fixes them, but eventually it generates the mesh, and you can see all the statistics here. So I ask it to check the mesh quality. It tells me everything passed, and we can actually see the output that everything passed. And then finally, I ask it to run the simulation. So it has to fix some boundary conditions, so it fixes those errors in these files. Again, these are tools that I have specified in the directory. And, excuse me. So it ran the simulation, as you can see. Here's all the steps. I accidentally deleted the file, so I had to pull it out of the trash. These are some old files that old directories, old cases that I was testing on. But I restored it back to its original state. You can see that everything is here. So clearly, it's automating these, doing everything I ask. Right now, there's a couple things. There's a little bit of some bugs going on in the snappy hex mesh, and then Claude Sonnet 4 is pretty much the only the only Claude model that is performing well. For some reason, Opus doesn't do very well, but Sonnet does pretty good. So the only other thing is that I need to start fine-tuning models, and then creating a client for that. So the next week or so, next week, maybe 2 weeks, I have some other stuff going on. I'm going to be looking to actually create a model, create a client, fine-tune a model, and then fix the snappy hex mesh and some of the other interfaces that are going on. Sometimes it can be a little finicky on Claude Desktop, but it does work. It's automating CFD OpenFOAM workflows now. Eventually, I'll get into automating SU2 workflows, but I just wanted to give you guys a little update. And I still looking for contributors, people who want to help me work on Whittle. So if you do, just let me know.